Have you seen headlines like these whenever crypto goes on these parabolic runs? Maybe you want to invest, but you think it's too high risk and that you might end up working at McDonald's. Well, the biggest risk is actually not investing in this asset class. And today I'm going to tell you exactly why this is the best opportunity of our lifetime. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode on the Crypto Rabbit Hole. I'm your host, CH. So, is crypto a good investment? Please allow me to explain to you the reasons why I believe it is the best opportunity of our lifetime. There's no denying that crypto is becoming a legitimate asset class. We're on the cusp of mainstream adoption. Raoul Pal, CEO and founder of Real Vision and Global Macro Investors, actually made a really insightful comparison between crypto and the internet. He said that the internet grew between 1990 and 2000 at a rate of about 63% a year, which at that point was the fastest technology adoption in human history. Crypto, on the other hand, is growing twice as fast as the internet adoption in the 1990s. It has the same number of users as the internet did in 1997. As of August 2021, there are approximately 140 million crypto users in the world. Judging from the current trend, we're going to grow to about 1 billion users by 2024. And towards the end of the decade, we're looking at about half of the world using crypto. This is where you will see exponential growth. Now, this is all happening because of something called the Metcalfe's Law, where the value of the network is proportional to the square of the number of users it has. This is commonly known as network effects. Network businesses got its rise because of the internet. Companies like Facebook thrived because of network effects. However, the monetary network of Facebook is really only enjoyed by its shareholders, not its users like you and I. We only get to connect with friends that we probably haven't seen since high school. And of course, the amazing cat videos. And if you like cats in crypto, go ahead and help me smash that like button so that we can see more of these cats and a lot more crypto. Doesn't cost you anything, and my cat and I my cat and I will love you a lot. Here you go, buddy. Here you go. Oh boy. Anyway, Bitcoin is the first to put its network and its monetary value together for its users. If you're part of the network, then you own Bitcoin. The more people that join the network, the more interconnected it is, the more value it has. And that value is given back to its users. This is a supercharged business model that will allow for exponential growth fueled by behavioral economics. Bitcoin created digital scarcity, which allowed people to store, transfer, and own this asset that lives in the digital world. Adoption is growing at an absolutely unprecedented rate. Worldwide adoption of crypto jumped 880% in the past year. Let's take a look at some of the reasons for this growth. Firstly, COVID completely disrupted our lifestyle. So many countries were in lockdowns for so long, and it really accelerated the digitization of the economy. On an institutional level, the investment thesis is to invest in store value assets like Bitcoin to combat inflation because of the unprecedented money printing. On a retail level, because a lot of people are stuck at home, they got into investing. The younger generation, in particular the millennials, like myself, we all grew up with the internet. And now we're actually entering into our prime investment years. Are we likely to buy gold or Bitcoin? Pretty sure you know the answer. Don't forget, millennials are the single largest generation in America and around the world. The largest wealth transfer in history is taking place as we speak, with a jaw-dropping $30 trillion being passed down in America alone in the next decade. Crypto as an asset class will likely benefit the most from this wealth transfer. Traditional assets are really overpriced. The global stock market surpassed $100 trillion for the first time last year. The bond market also exceeds $100 trillion, with real estate exceeding $200 trillion. Everything is crazy expensive. And as of 2021, crypto is really only hovering at around $2 trillion. So the room for growth is exponential. I mean, we're talking 50x to 100x from here. It's crazy. Another reason is that my generation, we don't really trust the banks. Us millennials, we experienced the 2008 financial crisis, where our loved ones experienced heavy losses. This is why we have a massive distrust for the banks.
Big bank, small bank, I like to make money.
Many of us would rather park our money in digital assets than in traditional banks. And we all know that the banks and governments work hand in hand with each other. Public trust in government is near historic lows. In their survey, they found that only 25% of Americans say they trust the government to do what's right. As you can imagine, it's not just the US. There are a lot more countries around the world who have a massive distrust for the governments, especially developing nations. These nations are seeing crypto adoptions through the roof. Why? Because crypto is decentralized and outside the control of governments and banks. Bitcoin is the phoenix that came out of the ashes of the 2008 financial crisis. It was created precisely because the governments have been abusing their powers. The pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto, even embedded a message in the Bitcoin Genesis block that referenced this story by the UK newspaper, The Times. Not only is Bitcoin censorship resistant, it's the only asset where retail investors can front run and get in before the institutions, aka the big boys. This is the great equalizer. Never before did the little guys have a chance to front run the big boys. Crypto is just getting started. This is like investing into the internet in the early 2000s. Would you invest in Amazon stocks if you can get it at the 2004 price point?
Hell yes.
In terms of timing, you now have the same opportunity to invest in crypto. Big shout out to Raoul Pal and Thomas Lee. A lot of my analysis from this video are taken from their insights. Raoul Pal's incredible video titled Introduction to the Exponential Age is by far, I think, the best video on macro thesis. Thomas Lee's video on the economics of cryptocurrency, although 3 years old at this point, is still as relevant as ever. I urge everyone to go check out those two videos. They're super insightful. Guys, please comment below. Let me know where you think crypto is going. If you guys want to see more content like this, you can subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when I release my next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next journey.